I'm live. All right. Oh my gosh. Let me put this thing on mute. Okay. So, oh my God, I got a double chin. I think I know what I need to do. I've got my thingy, which I'm using, which I never use. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Damn it. Okay. Here. To take care of my double chin. Oh my God. Don't look at my place. Okay. That's it. That's going to do it. But I just need to adjust. Damn. This damn mouse. Aw, look who's here. Tic Tac. Give me some sugar. Okay. Oh, damn, I show you all my stuff, but just don't look that way. Okay. Once I clean my table, it'll be all right. And I haven't been combing my hair either. I've just been like throwing it on and leaving it. Okay, so let's see. What was my title? It was something like Baby Dog Kitty Meow. Okay, I'll start with the Kitty Meow. I had this, I guess you would call him a boyfriend. And that takes care of my double chin. Okay, so he was actually, we met in the back of a Care Source cab, because I was going to a doctor's appointment and an eye appointment. And actually what I did was I made it when I got there way early, because it was like in the mall or like next to the mall. So I did that so I could go shopping. So I think on my way back or whatever, on my way there, she is going to this house and she pulls up, well, in the wrong house, because there's house here, house here. She pulls in here, but I said, there's a guy here, like waving you down. So she went and he was the right guy. So we just started talking. The first thing, like he said or something, was like how he had an asshole brother and how they owned all these houses. And when they talked about owning the houses, my eyes were like, what? Multiple houses in the same family? Ooh, I'm on this. And also, like they say, crazy attracts crazy. So he had on these, like, what do you call it, camo pants, and he was very, very thin, and he looked at some kind of hat, I forget, and he looked crazy, but had these like sparkling blue eyes, just gorgeous. And actually, what it was, he was in this horrible car accident, so his face was kind of like, color wise, like fucked up. But like I said, I'm crazy. So we were talking, and do you know what I did, which I never do? So I like wrote down my number on this newspaper and just gave it to him. I didn't ask him. I didn't say, hey, do you want my number? Do you want to go on a date? And actually, I think I'd write it twice, because the first time, like, I couldn't read it. And so and the cab girl, because I've taken the cab multiple times, so she knew who I was. And she said, did you give him your number? It's like, drive the fucking cab and mind your own business. Although, I could care less. And she was driving fucking crazy. I was so mad. Usually I don't get mad about stuff like that. Like, I could fucking care less, but it's like, I mean, you got my fucking life in your hands. Not that I give a fuck, because I'm like fairly suicidal most of the time. But it's like, it's respect. It's not respectful to drive like you're trying to kill me. So it was funny. Later, he said that he had like lost my number, but then found it. So anyway, we had like a lot in common. It was funny. A guy said, oh, there's my cat, Mr. Magoo. Mr. Magoo. He ignores me. But Tic Tac comes because he's jelly. See the bag? That's what my friend Becky got me. Birthday. Thank you for my birthday stuff. And then she's so sweet. I think she said, want me to polish your toenails? I'm like, oh my God, that's so sweet. She did it once. Isn't that sweet? I mean, who would do that? Like she says, who would do that? Because a lot of people don't like feet. So anyway, oh, and he used to say, call his cat, he'd say, he loved his cat. It's funny, his cat had like huge eyes. And he was saying, because he's from Kentucky. Actually, he's not from Kentucky, but he lived in Kentucky for like a long time, several years. So he got the accent. So he would call his cat, baby girl kitty meow. And so I thought her name was baby girl kitty meow, but it wasn't. Underneath the trailer, he found this kitten, the only one, because a snake had eaten the other ones. That's what he said. And so he brought this into his grandmother's house. And she said, oh, Fooey, not another cat. So the cat's proper name was Fooey, which I didn't know. But it was so cute. Actually, the cat was old too. And we had another one too. I can't remember his name, but they would walk with him. So he said, they were out in the country, like on some hill. And he would walk, and the cats would just walk with him. And the cat would walk with me too, which was so cute. So then Fooey passed away, and he called me or something. So I went right there, and he's crying. He's got this dead cat, in his arms. And then his friend came after work, and we're like, can we have him? And his friend dug this big ass hole in the backyard, huge. And, I did. I think I put the cat in there. I think he was wrapped in a blanket or something. And so we put flowers in there, and then he covered it up. And then, do you know what this man would do? He would put flowers on that cat's grave. And he would pull his lawn chair out there next to the cat's grave and sit. Yeah, that man would take a lawn chair, sit for hours next to his cat's grave. Now, if that's not like love and devotion, I don't know what is. But the dumbass kicked me out. So, fuck you. And I think he's in a nursing home now because, oh my God, he would wake up in the morning, pop open a beer, drink beer nonstop. And he had some kind of back problem too. So we went to a neurosurgeon. And the doctor, oh, I loved him. He had this accent, of course he was white. And then he told him flat out, he's like, I think I even have the paper I read it on, you've got to drink water. Because he said, people who don't, he's like, if you don't take care of health, why do you expect me to? Drinking water, because it hydrates you and it helps lubricate all of your, whatever, joints, whatever. So he's like, that would help. And then let me think, quitting smoking. And I forget what else, but those were huge, which he did all the time. He smoked so much his damn finger would turn black. And then the not drinking water. I mean, all he drank was beer nonstop all day long. And he had no job. He was not getting any type of aid. And his friends would just do that, buy it. And he was living in that house free because mommy, daddy paid it. And actually a bill, came or something. And you know what women do. I took it home and opened it, and I think their house only cost like $60,000. And they're actually in, I want to say the name, but then I don't want to say it, but it's really ritzy. It's really ritzy area. So they were on lower road, whatever. Up here was the higher road. And on the higher road, they've got the $1 million house or $1 million house. I actually went in it because I saw that it was open house one day. And I thought, I'm just going to stop in my little Mercedes and go in there. So it was a perfect day for it because the girl in there who was doing the open house, she's like 10 years old. And she said something like she was friends with the designer or blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, that house. Oh my God. Well, for one thing, there were just so many windows. And it had one of those bathtubs where the water comes from the ceiling and it's a no splash tub. And I can go on and on and on. I will have that house one day. So back to baby girl. I went to the dog park yesterday with Tic Tac, and this was later in the evening. This guy came. He had 2 kids, and he had some, I think it was a pit Dalmatian or some crazy crap. And I said, does your dog like little dogs? Because we were in the big dog section. My dog is a big dog. At all 11 pounds, he's big. He's the boss. So the guy said, I'll keep him on a leash. I thought he told me to put my dog on a leash, so I'm getting ready to. And then I said, oh, you said you would. So yeah. So he kept it on, which was good because that dog be crazy. He was saying he likes to play. So then I'm going to speed up. The funny thing was, so we had all the little dogs on the big dog side, and he took his dog on the little dog side. And immediately, when he took him off the leash, who's at the fence but my little Tic Tac? And he was at the fence, and he was going at it. That dog was barking, my Tic Tac. And what Tic Tac did? He said, you want something to bark at? I'll give you something to bark at. And he was like, it was matched each other. So I got it. And I'm not really sure. I know with Tick, he wasn't happy. He's like, you fuck with me, I'll fuck with you back. And the other dog, I just don't know. So I guided Tic Tac away. So because that guy wanted to play ball with his dog, so I guided him away. Oh, what I forgot was, so that guy, when he was on the big dog side, he would call it. His girl was maybe 6, and his little boy what you could tell my dental work was younger, and he would say to his girl, "Baby girl," he said, "I don't know, baby girl. I think that might be a Kentucky thing, baby girl." And I just thought, oh my God, he's such a good dad. Say, baby girl, baby girl. Because a lot of people don't talk like that. So I love that. And my friend, that's what you would call his cat, baby girl. And, I'm just loving my complexion because I don't have a drop of makeup on. You know what I used to do when I was little and I wanted eyeshadow? There you go. Okay. I think I see me. Yeah, Meester Magoo. Meester Magoo. Meester. See, when I say that, Tic Tac comes because he's so damn jealous. Tic Tac, I can talk to Meester Magoo if I want to, anytime I want to. I don't need your permission, and you don't need to look either. I'll tie you up. Look at me sideways. I will tie you up. So I also went to the it's called the employment place. They open at 7:30, so I was there at before 7:30 because I had some copies to make. It reminds me, I got to turn them in. You can make all the free copies you want, up to 20 pages. And I was telling them, because one day, I'll pay my taxes. I'll make as many goddamn copies as I want. So they didn't like me. Like, I did not say that. Maybe I said it, but in a nicer way. So they were just, oh my God, so rude and this or that. And I complained about that bitch too. So now, her, let me use this, whatever, her behavior's on fleek because, you know, one day there was a boy there and he was so nice. And I wrote, you should keep him at the front desk and put that bitch back with the filing cabinets, if she can't talk to people, right? Then there's this other guy. He was friendly, nice, black guy. So I was standing in like a cubicle and I heard the bitch say, your friend was here. And she's a white lady. She said, your friend was here. And I don't remember what else. But I'm like, I told that guy too. I'm like, she called me your friend. I said, number one, I'm a client. Number two, I'm a client. Number three, I'm a client. Who does she think she is setting up at the front desk saying stuff like that? Maybe she needs a little bit more training. So, I didn't say all that, but, they knew. There was a guy there today, and oh, he was so nice, so nice, so nice. I think he's gay, whatever, who cares? But just so nice. We're talking about math because I was asking about math programs because you need math, unfortunately, to pass these stupid ass employment tests. I actually have an A on paper in like algebra, but when I took their test, I didn't test past like 7th or 8th grade level. But I can do fucking math. Here's the whole thing. They had something about some fucking Kool-Aid and how many this or that do you need for fucking Kool-Aid or drink mix or whatever. I could make some damn drink mix. I could figure that shit out. I could figure it. But on the test, I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, and they're all the same anyway. They use all the same stupid employment tests. So I just got to do it once and, it's all here. It's all up here. So now about the barbecue. Somebody had like a change of heart or whatever. And they even said it too. They're like, I'll give people a chance, blah, blah, blah. Fuck you. So they were talking about 2 or 3 or something, whatever. So my friend and I convinced her, to like come down with it. So she did. I think we came down at like 4. And then they didn't have food till like 6 or 7. Stupid fucking shit. That's the thing too with like black folk, I think. They'll say the fucking party's at 4. You get down there at like 4:30. Shit doesn't happen till 8. So they had chicken, which took a long time, and they didn't do it right because it was still some pink in the middle. But they were like small enough pieces that it's like, okay, whatever. But they had that like the vein in it that was like full of blood. So then they had hamburgers. And they're talking about, they said, oh, the hamburgers are already pressed out. That's because you stole them from work because they're like this thick, like this thick, like industrial strength, whatever. I didn't try one because they did not have that much food. They had like 2 hot dogs. Here's what they did. What the guy said. That they cooked that crap, took it upstairs, put most of it upstairs, brought a couple back down. So it's fucking bullshit. So this guy was asking, he's like, is there any chicken? And they're like, no. He got hot. He said, well, when I bring my, he said it low. And he was like saying it to me. He's like, fuck that. He's like, when I bring my fish, I'm going to do the same thing. Tell him, nope, nope, nope. So we're like agreeing. And I'm just like, I didn't say a damn word. Then, because he had that liquid courage. Then he was like, it's funny because he wants my bones, or whatever, which, I can't help, So, and he's like maybe 6'3", 6'4", maybe like over 200 pounds or something, or skinny ass little legs. So we actually worked together for like 16 years. He was in like the maintenance sort of, and I'm not going to say what I was, but, and it was really cute. He was his sister, so he was saying something like how I was a big, whatever my job was, which wasn't really true. He would come in and sit. My office is like this big. So he would sit here. My desk was here. I would sit here. He'd be there for like half an hour, 45 minutes, just kind of staring at me. He'd say a word or two, whatever. So here, he's just so like sexually, the innuendo, the crap. I had to tell him, and he didn't listen, but I think eventually he listened because, like, yesterday, he wasn't even talking to me, wasn't even looking at me. But then, I guess he got warmed up. He said something like that we argue. I didn't consider it arguing, but whatever. So, like I said, he's dancing, and he like comes over, like I'm here in the chair, and he's like, here he is, and I'm here in the chair, and it's like, and I like poke him in the stomach, and I'm like laughing too because it's kind of funny. And then he was someone gave him like vodka, which he doesn't drink. It had like a big ass ice cube in it. So he gave it to me. The other lady was saying she doesn't drink. I'm like, oh, yeah, I do. I can. So I finished it. He's like, and I'm like, oh, you need this cup? It's fucking plastic cup. Because somebody was going to give him some, he said he wanted dark liquor or whatever. So I drank it. And then he took it over there. And then he was saying something about, complaining, and then the person who gave him the alcohol said, well, you can give my back. And then he went on, how men do, I'm not with anybody, not to her, but what they do is they'll say it like under their breath, but not really like under their breath, but loud enough for everybody to hear. So they say, I'm not with anybody. I've been my, blah, 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 and I'm just like, So then I was shocked at the person who it was because I had absolutely no clue that they like wanted black meat, and they're like 3 foot tall. And like I said, he's like 6'4". I'm like 5 foot. So, I just thought it was odd. Also, she has no teeth. So I don't know. Maybe she gives great head, whatever. He'll never get that from me. So she was like flitting around, and there were like some Tostito chips and like some dill pickles, which I didn't know whose they were, and she didn't say anything. And people were like, they brought those down to eat. So I was like eating. Of course, there were no plates or anything, so I had to like put them in my hand and eat them. And then after that, I had to get the pickles, and there was nothing to get the pickles out. So I was putting my hands in the jar, and I hope the bitch gets sick because I don't wash my hands. So that was just bizarre. And then they started packing things up very quickly, and I'm like, oh, whatever. Here's the thing, too, like, which I don't understand. They had some paper plates, right? And when I asked for a paper plate, this other one was like, okay, here, you can use that. It was a bowl, like a really nice bowl, like a ceramic bowl. And everybody else is on paper plates. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Because somebody else had asked. They're like, where's the paper plates? They're like, we got paper plates. So I don't know why I got a bowl, but thank you. It's very nice. And afterwards, I said, I feel like I should wash it. And like, I just put it in there. Okay. So, and another funny part is at the end, because he was hot, he gets up to leave. And then he's like, come on. So I get up to leave. So we went like together into the building, and I know that everybody is I told him too, like right when she started acting crazy, I'm like, they're gonna blame me. I'm like, they're gonna blame me. I did nothing. I did absolutely nothing. I'm in the chair. He's all over. I did nothing. So, and I'm not gonna say which floor we're on, but he's on a different floor than me. And these other people got in, so when I got out on my floor, he's like, oh, and I'm like, yeah. So that was my weekend, and it was very fun. There was more at the dog park. So this lady, we'd met her before, like yesterday, the day before yesterday. She brought her little dog, and he was so tiny, this little baby. And this other like dog was a little bigger. We're trying to play with him, and he would go beep 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 beep. He was so scared. He was like beep 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 beep. Yesterday, he played with my dog like anything, and other dogs too. He was hopping and running, and it was just so cute. And she was saying, yeah, well, that's what happens, when you bring them, they get used to things. And so another dog came, and my dog was like trying to hump him, and my dog was all running next to him. And it was funny. The guy said, that I said something about, yeah, Bear found a friend. Oh, my dog found a friend. And he's like, yeah, he's like, whether you want to be or not, you're my friend. Because my TikTok was like running after him and sniffing his crotch and trying to hump him. And that dog was just like, and they said too that their dog, they said that was the first time he'd been there and that he didn't like to play. He didn't really run. He was running to get away from my dog. It was just really funny. They played a little bit. It's like he'll do freestyle. He's like, and then he'll run like 2 steps and he's like, that's it, I played. Oh, so this girl, I said something about men, how there were no men. And she said something like, what are you looking for? And I'm like, I told her a little bit. And because she said she did like matchmaking. She's like, I'm really good. She said she'd had like 5 marriages, out of it. And I'm like, you know, so, I think I see Mr. Magoo's eye. Mr. Magoo. Oh, here's me. Here he is. There he is. There's Mr. Magoo. Mr. Magoo. There's Tic Tac, who thinks he runs things. That was funny too, what the guy said, because I was saying something about my dog, and he's like, yeah, he's like the boss, he's like running things. So I guess my dog was top dog. I asked the other lady too, I'm like, why does he do that? Because he's humping, and which I know why. But I'm like, yeah, it's a domination thing. I'm like, so my dog is dominating that dog? Because my dog's like maybe 11 pounds, and that dog was like, I don't know, 20. I think Mr. Magoo likes to hear me talk. So it's 26 minutes. I'll just, that's it. Oh, another thing. Oda and Kathy Lee were on a truck. Okay, so I missed Dr. Phil, whatever. So here's the thing. I did these like affirmations and stuff. It's really great. I listened on YouTube, and I've already like maybe have a guy in mind. And I talked to a lady who, she was so nice. It was so funny though, because anyway, her daughter's here in this town and she lives like in another town. And her daughter's also in like a similar program that I'm in. And we're like, we can't meet any men. And then she was saying herself, the lady, she's like, I'm not going to she's like, the men, they want something different, somebody thin and all dolled up. This lady wasn't huge. She was short, like me. She wasn't big. And she said something that she didn't think she was interesting enough. It's like, lady, you're white. You're a woman. You rule the world. You rule the world. So, but I told her my story, whatever, how I went to another country, blah, 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 blah. And she was impressed. But, when I talk to her again, I'll just tell her, like, you don't have to be anything other than who you are. I used to say too that, okay, I'm going to have to meet a million men before I find one that likes me and I like him and we have enough in common. And so I think I'm going to still maybe I could adjust that from a million, because then, words have power. But I just felt like that. I just felt like that. I was telling her too, and she knew that like guys are only interested in the guys that we know here are only interested in sex. For example, that big guy, that's all he wants. And he's got some hookup with some basketball something, and they send him jerseys. And I'm like, where's mine? And then he was saying something like, he doesn't do things for people unless they do things for him. Like, I could go get some cigarettes from his apartment and bring it down. And I'm like, one time I asked him, like, if he has maple syrup, because I wanted pancakes or I had waffles. And I had this sausage, maple sausage. And he had the nerve to say, if I give him this whole thing, it's Bob Evans, maybe the best shit in the world. Bob Evans maple sausage, which is like $4 for a thing, And he's like, yeah, if you give me that, I'll give you the syrup. Syrup's like fucking $2. He probably got it at the dollar store. I'm like, what? What? I'm wanting like enough to put on my waffle, which I'm a strange person. I don't use a lot. So it could have been like 2 tablespoons. So wait, you can't float me 2 tablespoons of maple syrup and you want $4 worth of sausage for that? Well, he wanted it for like the whole bottle. I don't need your whole fucking bottle of maple syrup. So anyway, that's the type of person they are. I'll tell you this. Wait a minute. I am the best. You have to talk into existence like what you want, you know. So I am the best. I'm worth the best. I will have the best. There's no scrimping and scripping and, you know, like, I don't care if it sounds conceited because people on here are fucking crazy. But I, when I was in Germany, I took a picture of a, should I say what it is? Okay, I don't give a fuck. Smart car. And because I want there in Germany, like the parking seemed very small and like you could just zoom in and out with it. And I'm like, that's what I want. So from there, many years later, guess what I got? A smart car. And it was red and had heated seats and a convertible. And I think you put CDs in it. And then no one got repo twice. But do you know what I have now? And do you know what I paid cash for? Like I say, my car got repoed because I had nothing. I was able to pay cash for that motherfucker. Cash. And I'm not saying that to brag, but I'm saying that to prove a point about affirmations and science of the mind and all that kind of stuff. I think I'm gonna take this section and put it in another video because I know you people probably don't want to watch, you know, a half an hour of me, but you know what it is. So you talk into existence what you want. I had so many good videos on here yesterday, and that is really how it works. Like, you roll how you roll. You know, my whole thing, like, I didn't give a fuck that it's Mercedes. I didn't realize that it's Mercedes, but I like it. My next one, I want a Denali. Like, I don't care that they're huge. When I have my little Yorkie, they let me test it. And I tell you this too, like, they let me test the bitch all by myself. So people in like other, I don't know, other cities, other countries, that may be kind of weird to you, that they just let me test. I went there to the dealership like with my dog, you know, and they just let me test it by my. So you know, they got the fold down seats and the passengers even fold down. So I think I folded it down, and my little Yorkie, he was rolling. You know, it was like, yeah, get this, mommy. And like I said, I'm 5 foot tall, so a Denali's like bigger than my apartment because this is it. I ain't got no bedroom. This is my bedroom. It's an efficiency. So, like I say, I want a Denali. I want like, you know, one of those huge fucking houses. I just have to like pick out which house I want and put it in a book, you know, put it on a vision board and that's it. I'll have it. But I also have an idea to have. I ask online too. Like, how do I have, or is it possible to have like a house? Let's say it's $300,000. Is there a way for me to be like the main person and have other people, we all get loans and, you know, we'll all live there, but I've got the main like percentage of the things in the house. I figure that too because the town where I lived and where I want to live, I've been there like I usually outlive I outstay somebody. You know, I'll be there like all my life and people would just like move in and they're out in and out. So I'm like, okay, so when this person moves out, you know, I'll have someone else come in. So this lawyer was saying it was unusual. I don't know if he said unusual, but he's like, you definitely need a lawyer and you a way to do it is to have an LLC. So limited liability corporation. So that's an option. It's so funny because I put something out there and I was getting these people like interested, you know, interested. And I'm like, hmm. But at this point, I have to wait like a year before I can get a loan. And also, like, I don't know. I just have to think it out and get the right people. And I talked to a wonderful lady. She's the first one who called. Fucking fantastic. She's from like the area. And what I was going to do too was in this where I am, I was going to buy some land because land is fucking dirt cheap. Where I am, it's fucking dirt. This town, it's fucking dirt cheap. Let me say that again. Land is fucking dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. But the town where I'm from, not so much. Not so much. And all of the houses, like the new construction, it's going to be like 300, 500 and up. So that's a tiny bit of a stretch for me. So that's why I was saying, at this point, it was a stretch. And like you ask for ideas and they come to you. So that's the option. And this house I'm thinking of, it's so freaking huge that I could have like the top space and not even see anybody, ever. And it had like a basement, all these different floors. There's another one too. I think it might be the same one where it's like the freaking closets are fucking as big as my little efficiency. So it's like I could be in a fucking closet and have like 10 other people. I was thinking, what I was thinking was to have like a bunch of people have loans, but also, and this is kind of a new idea with me, also have other people who are just renting, because then it's like a better deal, a better deal. Also, like I will take the rent money, you know, hopefully, or we can split it, or whatever. But just, oh my gosh, I have like fucking butterflies thinking about this, butterflies, because it's what I want to do. It's what I want to do. And actually, maybe I'll say about the person, there's a famous person and they're having some type of they have this get together every year or something. And I didn't know about it. People ask me and I'm like, I don't know. I don't live in that town. I don't know. But people were saying, I'm like, where is it? And they're like, oh, it's in a barn. And I'm like, in a barn. So yesterday, this is too about the affirmations. Yesterday, there was a girl. She came to the dog park. She's wearing a dress, which we like to wear dresses, where I'm from, just because you don't have to wear underwear and you get like circulation, and no bra, of course, and no shoes. So the fact that she can come to the dog park and not wear shoes, it's like, I know where you're from. So she actually said so, we're like, where are you from? And she's like, I'm from blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, I lived there my whole life. And I said about the something. I'm like, yeah, they're having some concert or something. And they said it's in a barn. And she told me like where. And it's off of like the main road. And I'm like, oh. Because one time like they had Erica Badu. And she went to our, I won't say where it is, but what she did. But it was just so great. I didn't go that time. It's just weird. Also, my friend, they know this person. They've known this person like from their birth. And like I've known them, but we weren't in like the same grade. But also like my father worked with their father and stepmother. And then I met their mother when I was canvassing for Obama. Yeah. And she's very sweet. Do you know what I like too? And what happened? When you canvass and when you're black and other black people like see you and it's like, it's like fam, yeah, so it was like that. So also this person drives a Porsche. It was so funny. I was in front of the coffee shop and I was doing something and I look up and there's a Porsche. I'm like, how in the fuck did I miss a Porsche? And they also go to the gym where I go, which is so funny. Like I was doing Zumba and I'm like, there's glass and I can see them. And I'm like, I just can't. But I've also like, I talked to them and, it was just hilarious. And because my friend talked to them and they feel they knew them, whatever. So we were in front of like Starbucks. So they spent like an hour, maybe we were an hour talking. And I was just, at the time, I was peddling Kangen water and there's beauty water. And I'm not going to talk about the whole thing with Kangen, it's, I think called deionized water. So the beauty water is like right in the middle and you take it, spray it on your skin. It's like lotion. So I was, I asked him, did he want some? And he's like, no. So I sprayed it on my face And since I did that, he's like, okay, must not be poison. And so I said, because like I said, he'd been there for like an hour. And I said, he must got a lot of gas. And he just smiled. And I told him too, I'm like, about losing weight. I said, yeah, I may lose some. And he said, don't lose too much. I love that when like guys say that. I love it. It's hilarious. They say that. I think because they know. Like, I'm a double D, like, whenever my ass is huge. And, like, a lot of guys like that. And they're like, oh, don't lose it because they know that, like, the first thing to go is, like, your ass and tits. At a time, and I was still small, like, in my anorexic and bulimic days, I was down to a size 0, and I wanted to get to, like, a double 0. I bought a size 4 dress. It's like, no, literally this thin. And it just doesn't seem that I ever was like that thin, but I was. I actually had a picture of me, 21st birthday, size 3-4 with my brother. And I got a picture of my cat. So I had that picture in the front of the envelope and I was going to move it to the back and I didn't. And there was some shift and maybe I had someone in the car and they closed the door. And so when I see it, I see all these photos like stuck in the door. And I'm like, so I opened it. My picture's gone, and there were like pictures of the cats. Now I love the cats, but come on. But I know that I do have like a duplicate of that, and also my aunt I think has a duplicate. Anyway, so that's that. Also, my aunt, wonderful, may she rest in peace. She had, it was so fucking fantastic, in her house, photos of all of us, all over the room. And then I even had like I sent because I took one like beautiful photo. It was that same thing when I was 21. Just beautiful. I looked like Sade. And it was like a headshot, and it was right there in her kitchen. And then she had photos of grandma and grandpa, and just fucking fantastic. And she passed, and my cousin has like all those photos. So I need to take like my scanner there and just like scan them in and stuff. And she's like, oh, sure, anytime. I had actually taken pictures. How you take a picture of a picture, so then you have it. So there it is. And I'm not going to talk a whole hour. It's been 42 minutes. Thank you for listening. All my animals, thank you. And hopefully, subscribe. Subscribe. But if not, fuck you. No, I'm kidding. If not, if I'm not your cup of tea, I hope you find your cup of tea elsewhere.